this is the Trusted Referral Network. We're a network of about 180 members around the country and Canada. All marketing services providers, small marketing services providers, and consultants. And the reason we get together is to help each other out, refer business, collaborate, learn a little bit from one another. To that end, we usually have a showcase presenter in the first 15 minutes. After that, it's just a typical round robin. You spend 2 or so minutes telling us who you are, what you do, what your specialty is, how you can help, what you're looking for, and ideally something that will stand out in people's minds so that they can remember you. Also to that end, I recommend that you drop your LinkedIn URL and any other brief information, maybe your email, into the chat, and I'll have everybody at the end save that chat so that they can follow up. You know, these meetings are great, but they're better if you follow up, because here you're just going to meet a bunch of people, and obviously if you come every week, you get to know them, but it's even better if you can have a one-on-one and really understand what they do and how you can help them and they can help you. So I'm going to ask, so our Lori Karpman, who showed up first today, thank you, Lori, is doing the presentation. And it's on how to write copy that converts. And I'm going to hand it over to you, put on the 15-minute timer, and also move everybody into presentation mode or speaker mode. So if everybody else would go on mute. If you have questions, how do you want to take those?
You can just, if you have the question, just go ahead and ask it.
Okay.
Or, or if not, you can mark it in the chat and I can answer the questions at the end. But if you've got a question, that's assuming I can see you once I share my screen. Sometimes the people go away and I only see the screen.
Yeah, if you pop out the chat and move it somewhere, if you have space, you might be able to see it. But
okay.
Okay.
All right. So
let's get started.
Sure. So I'm Lori Karpman. I'm a professional copywriter. I've been writing since I was 9. I started a school newspaper in grade 4. I've been writing ever since. My favorite things are writing and speaking, which is why I became a lawyer. So I did practice law for 38 years. I'm recovering now. But I did have a law practice, and a large part of why I went to do that is because the things I like to do are speak and write. So it's only natural that I would have a professional copywriting practice. So today we're going to talk about how to write copy that converts. I'm going to share my screen and see slideshow from beginning. There we go. Okay, so I see some people, I don't see the chat box. So if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it. So how to write great copy that converts. We all know that content marketing is king. So what we're talking about here today is content marketing. And content marketing refers to copy that you write to educate and inform your target market about your services. So when you're writing content, for marketing, the goal is to provide value to the reader. It's not to sell them. So content marketing generates 3 times as many leads as outbound marketing and drives conversions at 6 times the rate. So as you move through the content and the editing writing process, I've got some tips that I'm going to share with you. Let me just get that out of the way. So the first thing you need to know when you're writing copy is, who is your audience? So think about what you want your audience to think or feel or do as a result of reading your copy. The best way to do that is to develop buyer personas, because you may have a singular product that may be interesting to people for different reasons. And we'll get through an example of that. So you always need to begin with, what is the problem people are suffering from? So things that start with, don't you hate how blah, blah, blah? So do we. And this is why we created this program to solve this very problem. So when we talk about personas, here's a perfect example. So I was doing work for a solar panel company, and we created two different types of personas for them. So there are people that are motivated to go green by saving money. And then there's people that are motivated to go green because they want to go green and they believe in the green movement. So for them, it's not a question of money. Whereas for the people who are motivated by cost savings, it is a question of money. So the customer journey has 3 stages. It goes from awareness to consideration to decision. And this is just an example of what we decided to do for this client. So if you're motivated by cost savings, in the awareness stage, we were doing blog posts. So 4 things you didn't know that are raising your utility bill, or how to read your utility bill. Is it calculated correctly? So these are things for people who want to save money. These are topics that they're interested in. But if you're just motivated by going green, that's not the right copy for you. The right copy for you is 10 ways to make your house go green. Or in this case, it was how to reduce your carbon footprint in San Diego, because it's a California company. When we go into the consideration stage, we did videos and blog posts. And for the person who is motivated by money, we looked at how to properly seal your windows, and we looked at California tax credits. And then in the decision stage, I did an actual comparison between Solarific and Solartastic, which are 2 different companies. And then I put out a little ebook, Why Purchasing Solar Panels Saves More Money Than Leasing. So these are all things and topics that are geared towards someone who is going green because they want to save money. On the other side of the fence are things like how to replace your aging air conditioner, or the best cities for generating solar power. Also things like top 20 questions to ask your solar contractor. And then the little ebook was your guide to the most environmentally friendly solar installer in Southern California. So you can see how it's the same product, but these 2 people have 2 different pains. And so we are responding to and giving them the information they need during their buyer's journey based on what their motivation is. Clean, well-written copy shows you can be trusted, okay? Sloppy content portrays you as careless. I know that if I go to someone's website and they say, well, they want to work with me or whatever, and they send me to their website, and I go to their website and I see these typos in it, it's not a client for me, because you need to be able to show that you are doing everything right. So clean copy that's well written, that has the right grammar, the right punctuation, is going to put out a clear message. And if you don't trust your command of grammar, which a lot of people don't, hire an editor. Or I don't know if all of you are familiar with a program called Grammarly. Grammarly is a free program, and you just install it. It's an add-on. And then what it does is it goes through all of your copy. It shows you where the mistakes are, the grammar mistakes, the spelling mistakes, and the content, where the content could be better written. So that's an absolutely great tool for those of you who are not currently using it. So it's really important that you cite statistics, but the statistics that you cite have to come from verifiable, trustworthy sources. So you need to cite the primary source, the originator of the quote or the data or the thought. You can't use things like Wikipedia, because Wikipedia and things like Ask.com and Reddit, Quora, all of these things are aggregators. So all they do is scour the web and they aggregate content that's out there. It doesn't mean that the content is accurate. So sites like Ask.com and Quora, Reddit, Wikipedia, these are great places to go to get ideas for content, and it will lead you to other credible sources. Use links. Links are the signal to Google that your content is reputable and relevant. And there's a couple of things that you want to do. If you're making links to external websites, we call these off-page links, you need to link to reputable and relevant sources. If you do, your copy will rank higher for SEO purposes. Always make sure that when someone clicks on a link, that it opens up in a new tab or a new window. And it doesn't just navigate you away from the page that they're on, because otherwise, once they get onto where you've sent them to, they have no way to get back to your website. So make sure it opens in a separate window. And the body of your post should also contain links to relevant pages on your website. So those are internal links. So someone reads your blog or your copy, and then you send them off to the website for more information. Long form content performs better in search engines, earns more backlinks, and gets shared more on social. So the question becomes, well, what is long form? So Backlinko said it's about 1,890 words, whereas HubSpot found that it's about 2,500 words. What's really important is not to get hung up on the word count. For an everyday blog post, I recommend between 500 and 1,000 words. But you need a healthy mix of shorter and longer posts that would be 2,000 words and more. So it's by having a combination of short and long form that Google, again, will increase your ranking. When you're writing, mind your formatting. So you need to break it up. Google likes lots of small paragraphs. So to the extent that you can take a paragraph and break it out into another paragraph, Google really likes that. So, and people are more apt to skim content than consume everything. So if you've got it in small, with subheadings and bullets, you've made it into digestible chunks that people will then read. One of the most important things, I think, is to include an image, because the image makes your post more visually appealing. And then you have to finish with a call to action. So now that they've read your content, what do you want them to do? You have to tell them what you want them to do, and you have to make sure that you put the link so that they can go and do that now. So if you want them to sign up, your newsletter, learn more, donate, these are all different calls to actions that you can use that you want to get someone to act immediately. So here are different types of calls to action, and everything needs to have one. So they're very simple. Sign up. So they can sign up for a free trial, a course, event, or some software. They can subscribe, which doesn't require them to commit to a purchase. So that usually works well. Try for free. This allows people to demo a product before deciding if it's worth the cost. My feelings on this try for free is that you should have them try for free without having to give you a credit card. Because if they have to give you a credit card, then they're afraid, well, I don't know if I'll cancel it later, and what if I get billed? So you have them do the 7 days, and then on the 8th day they get billed. So that's the better way to do it. Get started. That could be a variety of behaviors. Learn more and join us. So they're all pretty self-explanatory.
Lori, you have about 4 minutes left.
Okay, cool. I'm just about done. So here's your blueprint for your post. You've got the title, an introduction, subheader, then you've got content, another subheader, you've got content, and then you have a call to action. So this is just the blueprint for a blog post. Okay, keywords and word phrases are what the audience is searching for. So make sure you have your keywords in your headlines, in the body, and in the content, and you can work synonyms in. So if people are searching for things like best new oven, they also get best new stove. So you can use both of those words. And here's just a picture showing that, when you include an image, you just put food, you can see that the image is much more appealing. Compelling headlines. Compelling headlines is you look at what are people searching. So what are other people searching to get to you? Remember that Google only crawls the first 65 to 75 characters. So make sure that the words that you want to search for SEO, make sure those words are in your headline. And my last one, avoid adding a ton of branded content. It's okay to mention your company name where it's natural, but you're not going for the hard sell. The goal of the blog content or the content you're putting out should help the reader find what they need and help solve their problems. So the purpose of content is to provide value to the user and not to sell to them. And this is just a content checklist, and then I am done. All right, just on time.
Wonderful. Thank you. Very comprehensive and very clear and concise.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go back to gallery view. Do we have questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and chime in, or if you want, are there any in the chat? I don't see any in the chat.
No, I
Okay,
don't see any.
Mark Harry has a question.
Hi, Lori. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Mark.
We're good networking buds. And Lori is the best when it comes to meeting with people. She's the most highly connected person you'll ever meet. So Lori, give me something spicy. All right, give me some. I want to hear something like just what's sort of like the cutting edge of this what you're doing currently right now in your business model. That's I just want to hear some spice.
Well, what's working now in my business model as a copywriter is AI. So, I'm a big proponent of AI. There's, ChatGPT, and then there's, which I use, copy.ai, but it's only a tool. So it does not replace a copywriter, because it will give you ideas, it'll give you a list, but again, you don't know what the sources of the information are. One of the other things that I've seen, Mark, that you would really freak out over if you saw, it's called Surfer, 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 SEO. Surfer SEO is very exciting to me. What you do is you drop your content in, and it gives you an SEO score. So it says, this ranks an SEO score between 1 and 100. Then it'll give you all of the keywords that you need to add in to get your score higher. So it's almost gamified. So I'll put a blog in that has a score of 57, and then I'll start putting in the heading words, and I'll start using some of the keywords that they suggest. And then, all of a sudden I'm up at 85. As long as I'm over 51, I'm good. I really like to try and get into the 80s, because I know if I can get into the 80s, it will rank first on whatever content, people are searching for that content. So Surfer SEO is my spicy strategy thing now.
Okay,
Lori, I have a quick question, follow up to that. So is that similar to Yoast, the Yoast plugin on WordPress? Because it sounds sort of similar.
No, it's not on WordPress. It's
No,
not on WordPress.
I know, but Yoast as a plugin on WordPress does
Yeah,
similar SEO optimization as far as keywords and tags and length and all that, right?
It's close, but Surfer is meant for the masses. So, it's almost like it shows you like a plug and play. It says, use this word here, use this word there.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So it's, and then it'll rewrite sentences for you to, so that they're better written grammatically.
Gotcha.
But it's cool, and it gamifies it, because, you're always trying to see like how high you could get the score.
Nice.
All right, we'll have to take one more question. Robert, you had a question? You still have a question? You're on mute.
It's more about like ebooks, and how are you finding ebooks over the years, and are there any tricks to the trade of I guess promoting one?
The thing about ebooks is their size. So if you're sending out an ebook, your ebook shouldn't really be more than about 25 or 30 pages. People won't read it if it's longer than that, but they expect that to be longer than blog post or of any other kind of content. Ebooks are the best lead magnets out there. So I really like ebooks as a tool, because you get to show your knowledge and your authority on the subject matter. And I find them very good marketing tools.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Lori. Really appreciate
My
it. Great
pleasure.
presentation. And another tool you might want to look at is actually put out by a member of the Trusted Referral Network called Ink for All.
Ink for All, yeah.
well,
I will definitely check that
Here,
out.
I'll give you I have an affiliate link there.
Sure.
But it's not that expensive anyway. I'll just put it in the chat. Ink for All. Yeah, Gary Heyman from Edgy. It's an AI-based writing tool. It's an SEO-oriented writing tool.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I will drop into the chat the order in which folks showed up, more or less. I think we have 14 people to go, 2 minutes. That should be enough, 28 minutes. We'll do it in this order. So Russ, then John, then Robert Weiss, I'm going to move everybody. I'm going to again go back to the presenter screen for recording purposes. So if everybody else would go on mute because it's sound driven, and I will put on the timer also, which you should see on my in my window. So Russ, why don't you take it away?
Hi, Russ Bruzzano, RGB Design. I'm a graphic designer, website designer, and recently a webmaster. The reason why I'll bring webmaster into it is because recently I've had a client who had a website they didn't want, they loved it, they didn't want it rebuilt, but the company that built it fell off the map. So now they had a situation where they needed somebody who could handle the back end, go in there and make updates and revisions and whatever is needed to the website. They asked me if I could do it. Again, I've been doing this for over 25 years. There's really not a platform I'm not either familiar with or could figure out in a matter of minutes. And so I took this one on and fixed their problem, and now I'm their webmaster. So I do offer that service for anybody who needs it. On the graphic design side, if you can print on it, I've designed for it. From billboards to business cards and everything in between, print ads, brochures. Website, I'm best for either startups or small companies. I typically do website in WordPress these days, although if you do have a client that needs HTML or CSS3, that's how I started in this business, and I'm still very proficient in that. So yeah, that's it. Russ Bruzzano, rgbdesigngroup.com.
Right. And the shirt matches the wall.
Actually, green and blue. I almost did wear the blue one, but I thought I'd disappear.
They actually, yeah, you might disappear. Exactly. All right. Thank you. John Parsons.
Thanks, Michael. I just want to add to Lori's thing about word count. There's all kinds of variants on that, but I can top everybody in the word count. I just finished editing a 190,000 word book. That it did not whet my appetite for any more of his subject matter, let me tell you. But you can get through it if you're really persistent. John Parsons, my company is Into Ideas. We're a video marketing content studio, mostly for small business. Our specialty, I guess, is our content is very affordable. We do remote recording of subjects and audio tracks. But the thing we've come into most recently, partly as a result of my work with the book publishing industry, is that we're starting to do more and more book trailers. And as I think I said in the last meeting, book trailers is a funny name because this trailer implies it comes after something, but these are short 60 to 90 second movies about a video that come before you buy the book. So they answer the questions, or they ask the questions that the book answers in a way that makes it more enticing, so that they don't just click at the end of the video and say, yeah, I get it. They say, I wonder, and try to find that out. They would reach out. We do also some things with interactive video, so that those calls to action at the end of the video are not just things off the page, they're within the video itself. And that's pretty much it. John Parsons at Into Ideas. Also
a ghostwriter. All right.
That's where the monster book editing thing. I write books, and in my quote unquote spare time, I edit those books, other people's books.
It's amazing you have any spare time. Okay.
That's why I said quote unquote, because I don't.
All right.
Thanks.
Robert Weiss.
Hey, hello everybody. This is the video portion of the networking event. I think Alex, you should go next. But Robert Weiss, Multivision Digital. I just put my my YouTube page there versus my LinkedIn. If you like what you see, please subscribe. It's really hard to get subscribers, but video. That's what we do. We've done. Thank you. Got to keep that up, right? We've done, I think the number's 1,400 now. 1,400 videos over the last 12 years, spanning pretty much every single business objective out there, from top, middle, bottom, post funnel, and everything in between. We really look at video as a professional service, and it just, as Lori was saying, Video is just content. That's, well, she wasn't saying that, but you need content. Video is just content, and you create different pieces of content for different business objectives. That's what we do strategically for our clients, and then we follow through and we execute producing that content. We do a lot of thought leadership, so happy to answer any questions or whatever you have around video. And do we have to answer a question? Is there a special question of the morning, or?
No, there's no special question of the morning. Anything you want to tell us about yourself that will help people remember who you are?
Robert, so
Yes.
to your question about like video and content and thought leadership, do you have any kind of like preferred formats? Like, do you do vertical video for like stories or whatever, TikTok, etc.?
So we just did a multi-vision. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go over my 15 seconds here, but we do this multi-vision minute. If you see our YouTube channel, anytime you see me, we call it a multi-vision minute, which is our thought leadership stuff. And the last time we did our multi-vision minute, because we always batch produce, which means to make many videos. One of them we did was, why you should do vertical video. So if you're going to do a shoot, have a horizontal camera and a vertical camera, right? But I was like on a chair this way. I was kind of joking around. I was like on a chair leaning, and I had my waist like on one of those flimsy 3-leg tables, and it broke. And so like, I'm like laughing. It breaks. I fall down and I get back up, and I'm laughing hysterically on camera. We're gonna launch that sometime
That's
soon.
a good one. That's a good one. All right, definitely want to see that. All right, Chad Roberts, take it away.
Yeah, hey everyone, Chad Roberts with Revitize. Excited to be on this today. What I used to do is work with businesses, helping them generate a high volume of referrals, consistently through, really it's referral marketing, helping them average, 10 plus referrals per new customer. We just recently rebuilt our tech stack. So we used to be high ticket. Now we're selling to individuals within direct sales at a much, much lower price point, where even like individual users can use our technology, and we've improved our tech, which is way better now. What I'm looking for is strategic partners, also even power partners. For power partners, I'm giving our tech away for 2 years for free. So there's some exciting stuff there. So yeah, if you know anyone in direct sales that's looking to, have their main source of leads from referrals, love to chat with you.
Right, we'd love to learn more about it. I know you've given a presentation in the past on the Revitize platform, but it sounds like it's changed quite a bit. Can you tell us what the price now went from to for an individual?
Yeah. So the last we had it, so we've made a handful of pivots. We went from a SaaS company to recently we had an agency model, and now we're going back to the SaaS because of the new rebuild of our tech. But we were anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500 a month before for our technology. Now, I would say standard is $99 a month for our tech, with $3 per referral. Like I said, with our strategy, and I work with any individual that starts up, I work heavily with them as far as strategy. The top times, I think my best weeks, I was averaging about 30 referrals per new customer. Have some pretty cool strategies on how to average 10 referrals per new customer. So yeah, and like I said too, with power partners, looking to, give them 2 years of free services, everything free for 2 years for power partners. And I can chat with individuals about that, as well as if you're looking for passive income. Now it's long-term passive income for the lifetime of anyone you introduce. It takes about 3 minutes to send off a bunch of introductions, and you get 10% for the lifetime of the customer. So basically, for sending off some text messages, you can make some pretty decent passive income with our partner program.
Great. Thank you. Rochelle Lisner.
Whoops. Good morning, Rochelle from Dynamic Business Growth. And I always say that it's dynamic business growth and not schlep along business growth. I just find that companies today, they suffer. They just do not know how to speak about their business in a compelling way. They are boring, long-winded, and they normally do what I call an information dump. So walking away, I would basically not remember anything about them. So when you talk about your business, I always ask, are you storytelling or boring telling? And creating some of these dynamic stories is where I do some of my best work. I've rewritten sales pitches because most sales, when you're doing a presentation, it's all about your company. We do, I do, we do, and I don't care about you. You have to care about me, the client, the consumer, the one with the credit card. So I've rewritten, I can't even tell you, countless decks so that it is client focused and not company focused. Sales pitches, if you're looking for investment dollars, you've got to make sure that that pitch is concise. And I'm going to be relaunching my new program, not my next program, which is Ultimate Power Pitch, go from unclear to unforgettable. And if you'd like some info about that, just give me a holler and I'll put my my LinkedIn in the profile. So thank you.
Okay. Gil Aronowitz, a guest.
Hey, Gil Aronowitz. The Best Words Win is my business. And gosh, when people ask me what I do or how I approach my work, well, I'm a copywriter, a messaging strategist, a brand planner, but you really have to go way back to, like junior high days. I was the kid that used to annoy the heck out of his friends because I'd always want to sit in the movies and watch the full credits after the movie ended. And 40 years later, I reflect on that, and really what I was doing is I was sitting back and I was processing what just happened, what went down, why did it happen, what was the challenges that were overcome, etc. And here I am 40 years later. I specialize in helping companies and individuals figure out their narrative and apply it to their messaging strategy, their communications funnels, their websites, their conversion tactics, whether it's ebooks, videos, etc. And really, I'd say a key thing about how I like to approach my work, I work with, it's a mix of, I do a lot of SaaS work with a lot of small to medium businesses, also increasing number of solopreneurs. But really the key thing is I like to figure out what is it that you're missing? Is it a matter of, are you not clear on your own purpose? Is it your origin story? Is your origin story not clear or compelling or bringing people in? Or, are you not putting your customer at the center of the story, i.e. using something like the hero's journey to create a narrative? And, I really, once I suss that out, I have different workshops and tools I use to help get at that quickly and efficiently. Typically, with most clients, even larger organizations, 2 half-day workshops, and we can get at everything. Smaller businesses, give me 2 hours and I'll help you figure out everything. And I put together plans, and then we get down to work, and I'm a copywriter. That's that's kind of the nuts and bolts of what I do. My company is The Best Words Win, thebestwordswin.com, or you can hit me up on LinkedIn. It's / Gil Aronowitz, and happy to talk to any of you guys and figure out if there's ways to work together. I do a lot of white label work. I do a lot of work with agencies. Agencies love working with me because they could plug me in, and I make their lives and their clients' lives a lot easier.
All right. Thank you so much. And based in the LA area?
Yeah, based in Southern California. So Orange County, so between LA and San Diego.
Thank you. Alex Acker, welcome back.
Oh, you gotta be back.
Go for it.
Hi, I'm Alex, president of Adventure House, a web marketing and animation agency. But for this meeting, I'm going to focus on animation. Like the screen shows right here, animation is a key marketing strategy utilized by companies to creatively articulate their expertise and to differentiate their product or service from the competition. Through the use of 2D animation, 3D animation, motion graphics, character animation, and more, we transform the same old into something spectacular for the companies that hire us. With attention spans being so short, animation stands out, gets prospective customers' attention, and gets them wanting more. Once you have it, you could drive them to the next touch point, which could be to schedule a meeting, visit a website, download an ebook, a webinar, or more. If you're interested in learning more, let's schedule a one-on-one. Let's talk about how to animate your brand. Thank you.
Alex used to run a generalist agency, so who knows all about that as well. And also you do a lot of work in what, fintech, financial services, I know. What else?
Yeah, we work heavily in finance, fintech, banks, payment. And actually we did work a lot in education, and I'm trying to steer this ship back in education just because it's just, I mean, it's good in the finance world. Obviously, you do well as a company, but just the passionate side of me wants to be in education. So
Trying to give back. Good. Thank you. All right. Next, guest, Deane Waye. Deane, you're up. Deane,
Also a copywriter, but I don't think I overlap much with people here. So I usually write, not content marketing put aside, I don't write really anything in content marketing. I don't write blog posts, that kind of stuff. I usually write the very last thing that gets written in a branding or rebranding project, and is therefore the very first thing that's read. So I mainly work in whatever the first thing, first words, first few seconds that a prospect would ever sort of experience for a client. And that ends up being lots of very, very ultra short form copywriting in a lot of places. There's a good chance that as you were going through your favorite streaming service, someone like me, or even me, wrote like the little program description that convinced you to try out a program. Sometimes I get brought in by streaming companies where they've got, they paid a lot of money for some kind of show or movie and it's not performing well. It's my job to rewrite those little like 13 or 15 words that are going to get someone to click on it and give it a shot. I write a lot of headlines. I write a lot of cold emails and a lot of email subject lines. It's typical for me to be brought in or white labeled by an agency. It's just to handle sort of like the homepage of a website, but no other part of the website. So I mostly do ultra short form copy. That's the very first thing a prospect or reader might ever come across. And then from there, sort of draw them in to that client's world. And then they'll, read white papers and blogs and watch videos and that kind of stuff.
And if you want to know what is an opening line in an email got 91% open, you have to set up a meeting with with Deane. He'll tell you all about it.
That
Actually,
sucker generated a lot of money for somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was another that was actually a 97% open rate. I'll tell you about that one too. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. We just met just before the meeting. All right. Yeah. Mark Herre.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. If you're a digital marketer, let's talk. Okay. A success story that happened just Monday was from a trusted referral network partner in this group, an organization. They referred me to someone who I didn't really know, but suggested that I meet with the Denver website designer. So the website designer met with me on Monday, but guess what? Didn't show. However, I had a follow-up and I didn't give up, gave the video of my 2-minute explainer saying, hey, we need to reschedule or are you interested in talking? He saw the video, wanted to chat right away. And long story short, success story, 70 websites. Okay. That's a web design gig. He said, all I care about with my new baby is to get all of this stuff off my plate. I want to have you do the SEO. Those are great. That's a great success story. I can do the same thing with anybody's website. But again, the book of business is usually not 70 websites. It always starts with one. I offer 30-day trials on every website that deserves to be on the first page of Google with the white label SEO services. There's a lot of white label people in this room. So I put my information in the chat. It would be great to connect with you other white label guys, content marketers. And I could, learn how to refer business and learn how, you could learn a little bit about how to refer me to a digital marketer. That's my big ask today. SEO game. It's been doing it for 27 years. And if you have any questions, just let's hook up later on LinkedIn.
All right, great. Thank you. And that's a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing it. I'm thinking actually about offering up these clips as intros. You picked out your best intro. That was a really good one. So glad it worked out for you. And I'd love to meet that web designer. All right, move on. Stash Harrison.
Hey guys, good morning. Or let's see. My name is Stash Harrison. I'm CEO of Market Intent. We're based in New York City, right behind where those amazing croissants are. I don't sell croissant, I just eat them. Market Intent is an AI company. We do a lot of deep AI development, not just using ChatGPT, but we have our fine-tuned models and so forth. Some cool things that we've built recently. Let's see. I would like input on this. We are currently building something called Chat with Agencies, where we have the data for all 14,000 ad agencies. So that includes everything on their website, including use case and so forth. And this can allow someone to find the best agency for them or their client or brand. And this is something I would like feedback on. We're testing it with about 100 agency in New York City, and then load in the rest of the data so we can fine tune the model. And the other cool thing we've built is an AI autonomous sales agent. So this thing can go out on the internet, look at a prospective client, look at their website, look at their competitors, create messaging for you to sell to that person or that company. And it helps in ways such as saying, hey, your competitor is doing X, you should be as well. And it helps you understand what their needs are by looking at what the industry does. So those are two cool things that we're currently doing. The AI sales agent currently works fully. The chat with agency is on our dev server. And I would really appreciate some feedback on that. I'll paste my contact in here. That's
Right.
about it.
You should definitely speak to Ron Hubsher, who is a sales coach. He's in the group. You can look him up under a sales optimization group. Okay, Nathan Segal. Nathan, take it away.
Yes, I just noticed that I was muted. So, yeah, my name is Nathan Segal. I'm coming to you from a little town in Mexico. My specialty has been content writing for many, many years, but what I got into a while ago is licensing. In other words, I take content that I've written and I license it to companies. So an example is a joint venture I did with the Corel Corporation in Canada. I'd written a book called The Photoshop Companion, but it was a conflict. So I suggested rebranding all my tutorials to their company. They said yes, and I wound up creating a manual, which I can share with those of you here if you would like to see how it works. But the idea is that I've got all this content, which is essentially white label, which I brand to different companies. And my number one piece of content that I want to find people to work with is how to license your art, photography, and designs. And so, like I said, I would take that content and brand it to the company. So using their corporate colors, layout, design, whatever. So whenever they sell this thing, it looks like it came straight from the company. So if you'd like some more information about that, put my contact details in the chat. And like I said, I have a sample book of what I did, actually the Corel book, and you can see what I've done in terms of the licensing of content. Thanks very much.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you can showcase that, that would be potentially a good showcase for an upcoming meeting.
Showcase that? How do you mean?
I don't know. Somehow show it and do a 15-minute deep dive into.
Yeah,
I
could
sign
do
up
that.
for a showcase.
Sure.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
So you know where the showcase sign up link is, right?
No, I do not.
All right. I'm going to put it in the chat. So we have openings starting in September.
Okay.
All right. That's of course for everybody. Moving on, Rajiv Jadhav. Rajiv, you're up.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for this, Michael. So today I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Yes, as you can see, assassin for hire. I'm a very friendly assassin. If you need anything taken out or handled, As far as online, that's something that you call us and we'll take care of it for you. It's basically erasing scandal from Google or erasing anything that you want to erase from Google or the internet. So that's kind of like what we do, what we're known for. The thing that I'd like to announce today is we've recently redesigned our product launch software website called Lily Launch Tools. We've given it a very bold, exciting cat theme. So for all you cat lovers out there, you cat mommies and cat daddies, you're going to love it. So please take a look at Lily Launch Tools, our bold, new, exciting redesign. Please take a look. But more important to that, but wait, there's more. And that more part is we have a cat celebration or a fur baby celebration section on the website called the Tapestry. We've played a lot with puns in this version of the website. So please upload your picture of your fur baby, your cat, your dog, your parrot, your whatever to the Tapestry. And we're really looking to engage with our audience in a warm, authentic way. And we feel that pets is the right approach because people care very passionately about their pets or their furry companions, many of whom could be your ESA, emotional support animal, which, contribute greatly to our, mental health and giving us the right mental health to be in the right mental space to take on these challenging days since we're in a recession, right? So anyway, please check out the Tapestry at Lily Launch Tools. We hope that it'll make you grin, chuckle, or at least smile a little bit, maybe even half a smile. But please check it out. I'll post the link again. Thanks again, Michael.
Absolutely. And I just sent you a link to a Radio Lab podcast all about the right to be forgotten, which you may have heard about, but it's really appropriate to your Assassins for Hire job, reputation.
Thank you.
All right. And last, I'll go last, but Cheryl Wasilewski.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Lori, for your presentation earlier. I am Cheryl Wasilewski, founder of JCW Marketing and Sales, and we like to align the marketing and sales process and have also taken on some projects, in our efforts as fractional sales leaders and marketing leaders. Mostly started with marketing, but because of my background in sales, I always end up dabbling in that sales piece just because of, leading a large sales force from a Fortune 100 company for a number of years. I decided to own it and just call it what it is. So we do both. And literally developed a 9-step marketing plan to help people identify a lot of the things that Lori had talked about, like trying to identify your target persona, what their challenges are, what their pain points are. So when you're looking to launch some of those projects and programs and campaigns, you really have an understanding and a good understanding of business, which I'm sure all of you know, right? So working you through the 9 steps of developing those programs. And then one of the things that as we worked with our teams and our companies and what was kind of missing. Everybody wants to get to that point where they're bringing in the leads. And we had, we did some of that from the digital side that you guys did, but really started focusing on appointment setting. So aside from fractional work, we do have a team that is doing some outbound calling to set up appointments as well as cold email. So again, any referrals we can get from that. I love the referral option. We talk about borrowing other people's audiences and would love that opportunity.
Very cool. And I recall you had a significant experience in the airline and hospitality industry.
Yeah, airline for many years.
many years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. Thank you. A nice tan. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Outside as much as I can. It's crazy, but I'm in here most of the time.
Well, if you live in Detroit, right? That area? I
do.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of the sun when you have it.
Yeah, whenever it's out. Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, so I'm going to put the timer on for myself. I didn't miss anybody, right? I didn't forget anybody. Okay, so I'll just put the timer on for myself. So my name is Michael Bendit, as most of you know. Besides running this networking group with the Trusted Referral Network, I'm also a member of the group. So I eat my own dog food, as I say. And my core business is representing software development teams. And what that means is I have about a dozen teams that I sell for. As most of you know, software developers tend to be introverts. I'm a bit more of an ambivert, so I understand what software development is all about, but can also sell it and talk about it and help people navigate the decision-making around, what's the right team, who can deliver for my clients. So I'm a matchmaker in that sense. I'll give you an example. I'm working now with a marketing agency. So marketing agencies are great for me because they don't always have that technical resources in-house, nor the technical knowledge that I can bring to bear. So this is a guy whose client is buying up and building out youth soccer leagues and pre-professional clubs, and wants to build a whole brand around it, and also wants to integrate the websites to tools, one of which is youth team management. It's called Playmetrics. And so, he helped me, I helped him bring on the right team based on the technology they want to use. And the next step is, of course, is understanding how we're going to integrate with the Playmetrics tool. So I have a call set up with them next week. So that's where I come in, trying to figure out what's the best way to get this thing started with the right team, the right resources, the right scope, the right budget, before the team jumps in and dives into the coding. Great leads for me are other digital agencies, web designers who don't always have the interest or the skill set to do the programming. So I'm a software team matchmaker. All right, let's go to gallery mode. I didn't miss anybody. Good to see everyone. We have just 3 minutes. Any questions, comments? Now, if you haven't put in your LinkedIn or some sort of information about yourself into the chat, do it now. And I recommend everybody download that chat so you have the information. Gil, I guess you're and Deane, Gil and Deane, if you have an interest in joining, we do have a 3-month trial. By the way, everybody's now on a 3-month trial. It will kick over to you will get a request probably in the next month or so. Do you want to join officially? The fee is $360 a year after the 3-month trial. And I expect those people who have not been active to fall off the radar, but we will build it back up with those people that you see right around this table, people that are active and interested. And always looking for ways to make it better for the entire group.
Michael, are you still doing there was a person, I believe 2 weeks ago, right? You were doing a partnership with?
Yeah, I am doing that. There's a product called ChatBridge. And I could it's a tool where if you do a lot of networking, virtual networking, you upload the chats and it parses out all of the names of the people and their information. I'm actually going to share I'll put it in the chat, the link, which is an affiliate link. And the reason that it's good is because it's an affiliate link that gives you one free test. You can, go to a big meeting, upload the chat from that meeting, and you'll see how it parses it all out. And I get half the revenue from that if you sign up, and I apply it to your membership. So that is $22 a month. So it'd be 11 off of your equivalent of $30 a month membership. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Tell other people about the group that you think might benefit from it. Always looking for small marketing services providers and sales services providers around the country and Canada. Take care, all.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Michael.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.